What's up, everybody? Lucas here, back with another question and answer segment. These questions are from my Instagram post and mainly my emails, my email list. I sent a blast out asking for your guys' questions, and I got a ton of them. So I'm just gonna read them off my laptop here. I got like over 100 questions. So we're gonna do this in two segments. I'm gonna go 30 minutes at a time. So this first one you're watching is gonna be 30 minutes, and I'm just gonna answer your questions. We'll put the text. Lakota will put the text at the bottom of the video with the question, the abbreviated question, because some of these are like really long questions. So I'm going to read off the question, I'm going to read off who it's from, and then I'm just going to answer it. So here we go. Daniel, and these are from, once again, these are from my email list. If you're not subscribed to my email list, comment your email and I'll add you to it. All right, here we go. Daniel Head, what are your thoughts on the following exercises you often see people doing? Standing plate side bends and wrist curls. So that's an easy one. Standing plate side bends, people do that for the obliques. I think it's kind of unnecessary because you get obliques from losing body fat there, not necessarily from doing specific exercises. So you can do that exercise, but keep in mind you need to be, dieting and doing cardio to lose the body fat around your stomach to show your obliques. And then wrist curls, also interested in opinion on forearm specific training in general. Wrist curls are okay to do, but you build big forearms from training your arms heavy and training your back heavy, not really from doing wrist curls or forearm curls. I would only do forearm exercises if you really want to bring up that area, but if you're training your arms heavy and doing back heavy, like I said, you're gonna see growth in your forearms just from those. Next question, Nick Amaro, and if I butcher your name, I apologize. Nick Amaro, can I expect to get headaches or fatigue during the early stages of this new diet? If so, what can I do to minimize this? No, you shouldn't get headaches or fatigue, or you shouldn't get headaches. Always make sure you're hydrated, make sure you're sleeping sleeping enough. Fatigue is gonna vary based off what kind of diet you're coming from, how much exercise you're currently doing. I mean, anytime you're dieting and in a caloric deficit, and doing a lot of exercise, you're going to be tired. Some people can handle it better than others. You can try adding a fat burner, thermogenic, such as Pro Ripped, which is going to give you energy. And then make sure you're taking a multivitamin, such as Multi-Go from One Up Nutrition, to make sure you're getting all the vitamins and minerals that's going to help your body function optimally. So headaches, no. Fatigue is going to vary from day to day. You could be doing everything 100% if you wake up in the morning. Some people wake up tired. That's just life. So it's going to be okay. Next question. Mohammed El Mamlouk. Once again, I apologize if I butcher your name. Creatine or not for building muscle? Yeah, creatine is great. The product I recommend is called Pure Rebuild from One Up Nutrition. It's creatine and glutamine. It's a creatine, glutamine, and aminos product. I recommend 5 grams of creatine post-workout or pre-workout, really. You take it whenever. It will yield the same results. But yeah, creatine is great for building muscle, whether you're bulking or in a cutting period. If you're in a cut, the creatine is going to help you maintain your muscle mass and maintain your strength. If you're in a bulk, obviously it's going to help you, bulk up and add muscle and strength. Ruby Sadar. What is the best way to get rid of love handles? So this is a commonly asked question, and the best way to get rid of love handles is the best way to get rid of fat everywhere. You can't spot reduce body fat. You genetically just hold the fat in that specific area, or you genetically hold fat in different areas. For men commonly hold fat more in their stomach and love handles, where women is more common in their legs and butt. I know me personally, I hold fat in my stomach. Like my arms and shoulders can be vascular and hard, but my stomach will still be fat. That's just genetics. It's not a diet. It's nothing to do with diet or cardio. So you lose fat in your love handles by losing fat everywhere. Now, if you're losing fat, you've lost weight and you're making good progress, but you still have fat in your love handles, you just got to keep going. It takes a long time to really lose that hard to lose body fat in places such as your love handles, legs, butt. You just got to keep it going. An 8-week, 3-month, you're going to have to do it for 6 months, 12 months, years. You got to make it a lifestyle, and those fat cells and that body fat is going to go away. So The answer is you got to diet and cardio just like any other body fat, or just like losing any other body fat. Next question is from Brian King. Before doing a chest shoulder workout, what do you suggest doing to ensure you have warmed up properly? So, if you've been following me for a while, you know about my warm-up policy. There's not a specific warm-up you do per se. You just do the first exercise. So for something like chest and shoulders, I'd probably have you do pec deck flies, start with lighter weight, some sort of fly movement, maybe push-ups. But there's no specific warm-up you need to do. You just do the first exercise and always start with lighter weights. Now, chest and shoulders, when I'm working my chest and shoulders, I always do, these guys, shoulder flies is what I call them. And then also it's important when you're training chest to keep your chest pumped up with blood. That's going to help prevent injury, and it's going to give you a way better pump. And just like a little, really quick tip is just in between sets on chest day, just go like this. Just pump up your chest, and, it kind of looks funny, but you just keep your chest pumped up with blood, and that's going to help you stay warm throughout the entire workout, which is huge. It's going to give you a better pump, like I said, and help prevent injury. Preston Smith, can you do HIIT training on the Stairmaster? And if so, how to do it effectively? So HIIT training being high intensity interval training. I just put out an article on my new blog section on my website. So if you're not aware of that, it's lucasduncan.com/blog. Yes, you can do HIIT training on the Stairmaster. Now, HIIT training is just when you have bursts of sprint periods, sprint meaning you go as fast as you can, followed by steady state periods where you just go at a steady pace. I will say I prefer doing them on the upright bike, just the bike in the gym for HIIT. You can do it on the Stairmaster. You can also do it on the treadmill, like a more traditional, just actual sprinting, running. But I will say doing the HIIT training, HIIT cardio on the bike, I prefer because it's safer, because you can go as fast as you can without your mind feeling, or your mind and body, feeling like you're going to fall off the machine. For example, if you're doing the treadmill HIIT and you're sprinting, running as fast as you can, a part of you is going to hold back because you have a potential to fall. Same with Stairmaster. You're not really going to go as hard as you can because you're going to, you can fall off the machine easily. Now, you're going to go as hard as you can, but subconsciously or unconsciously, something's going to hold you back because you can fall off the machine. Where on a bike, an upright bike, you can pedal as fast as you can, and obviously you're not going to fall off the bike. Or you may, I don't know. But so that's why I recommend, the chances of falling off is less. So that's why I actually prefer doing HIIT on the bike. But yeah, you can absolutely do it on Stairmaster. You would just do the same cycle periods. For example, 90 seconds as hard as you can, followed by 30 seconds fast, 30 seconds slow. Or you just switch it up, 60 and 60. That's what my plan does. I give you different intervals to hit. Okay, next question is from Juliet Vall. What is your opinion of keto diet and intermittent fasting? So this is a lot of question in a short sentence. Keto diet is a high protein, high fat, low carb, or virtually no carb diet. First of all, any of my plans, I don't believe in a certain style of dieting, so I design keto meal plans, paleo, carb cycling, vegan, vegetarian, all types of meal plans. So I design your meal plan based off your food preferences, food allergies, fitness goal, body type, and several other factors. Excuse me. As far as my opinion on the keto diet, I think keto it's a good diet if you want to lose weight and, lose a lot of weight quickly maybe. But I don't think it's the best diet if your goal is performance-based or physique-based. Now, what do I mean by that? Performance-based, I mean like you're playing a sport, you're training for a race or a competition, or physique-based, meaning you want to be muscular and lean and not just skinny and lose a lot of weight. I believe that because I do think you need some type or some amount of carbohydrates to help fuel your muscle during your workouts and also help build muscle. So your muscles are made of glycogen and water. Glycogen meaning carbohydrate. So if you don't eat carbohydrate, your muscle is going to be very flat. You're not going to be as strong. Now, obviously, you'll have an outlier. I got somebody, DM'd me the other day saying, "Oh, this guy's doing keto and he's gaining strength. Is that possible?" I mean, yes, anything is possible. I'm just saying for the average person, what I feel is best. Keto is a great diet, though. If let's say you're, a 40-year-old parent who just wants to lose weight to play with their kids, and and be overall healthier, but they're not trying to gain muscle or have abs or anything like that, then yeah, keto is a fine diet. So it really depends on your specific goals and your specific situation. Intermittent fasting, if you followed me, my whole spiel of intermittent fasting. Sure, do intermittent fasting if you want to. I don't think it's the best long term, but my whole little funny thing about intermittent fasting is we all intermittent fast every single night when we go to sleep and when we wake up. My last meal is usually like 9 p.m. and my first meal isn't until like 10 a.m. So that's like 13 hours where I fasted. But did I do it on purpose? Did I intermittent fast? No, I'm just living my life, eating before I go to bed and eating when I wake up after cardio or whatever I do in the morning. So I don't know if I would do an 18-hour fast. That's what I assume. When you say intermittent fasting, I assume you're talking like 16, 18 hours fast. I wouldn't do that long term, but I think every now and then it's okay to like clean out your digestive system and clean out your organs and just detoxify your body. But I don't think it's the best long term to actually have a physique for sure, or even the healthiest long term either. But like I said, every now and then I think it's okay. But if you want to do intermittent fasting on my plan, yeah, you can absolutely do it. All you just do is just fit the meals in the hours that you eat. So that's my kind of like, you'll notice here, I try to be non-controversial. I kind of just tell you, if you want to do intermittent fasting, do intermittent fasting, but I don't think it's going to give you the best results per se. Next question, Matt Garner, another intermittent faster. He's an IFer. Does intermittent fasting negatively affect my training? I'm looking to keep my strength while also cutting some of my body fat. This one I will say yes, it does, unless you're training at night after you've had a few meals. But I mean, anytime you go 18 hours without eating, guys, you need a fuel before your workouts. Another question I get all the time is, I'm working out in the morning, I work out fasted, is that okay? No, never work out fasted. You always want to eat a meal before weight training. Now, if you're doing cardio, yes, you can do cardio fasted, but if you're actually doing weight training and breaking down the muscle, you always want to have a meal before you train. That's going to help prevent you from losing muscle, which obviously, no one is out here trying to lose muscle. So, okay, next one is from Iris Milne. I have a body type that has bigger thighs. When I work out, how do I tone my thighs but ensure they don't get bigger? Okay, this is a good question, and this is a common misunderstanding. You don't get bigger from certain exercises. You get bigger from eating more food. So how do you make sure you tone your thighs but they don't get bigger? Keep your diet in check, probably add some cardio, but your workout should always be intense. You should always train with heavy weights. You should always train with intensity and proper form. How big your thighs get depends on food and whether you're doing cardio. But if your diet's in check and you're eating clean, they're going to be more muscular. They're going to be toned. They're not going to get fat. So it's all about eating there, not necessarily the workouts you're doing. All right, next question is from Dwayne Gray. I struggle to grow shoulders. I never seem to feel a pump or soreness in the lateral delt, regardless of the workout. What is the best overall exercise to grow wide, rounded shoulders? Thanks. I wouldn't say there's one particular exercise. For growing your shoulders, you need to make sure you work all three heads of the shoulder, front, side, and rear. I will say to give you that round look, you're going to want to prioritize your lateral delt, like you said. You're not getting a pump in your lateral delt, probably because you're not isolating it properly. So a real key here, let me move my shaker. So whenever you're doing lateral dumbbell raises, always have your wrist below your elbow, like this. Never fly like this. Most people in the gym, when I see them do side raises, they'll just go like this. You never want to do that. You always want to have your wrist below your elbow. Imagine you're just dragging the weight across the ground. For better reference, make sure you're following my video page on Instagram, LBD_workouts. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, just search my name, Lucas Duncan. Lucas Duncan lateral raise, or just Lucas Duncan. Or if you're watching this video, click subscribe and go to my channel. And I have this exercise, you can see the proper form. But I wouldn't say there's one particular exercise. You need to make sure you work all three heads. Sarah Thigpen asks the next question. If I'm doing 3 a.m. cardio and my weightlifting around lunch, should I be taking 2 BCA drinks and 2 post-workout protein drinks? So basically she's doing 2 workout sessions, 1 cardio, 1 weight training. Yes, you would do a BCA during both. And post-workout, I'd only have that post-workout protein after your weight training session. I wouldn't necessarily have it after the 3 a.m. cardio. After the 3 a.m. cardio, you want to have your breakfast, which should be meal 1. So it's not going to be a post-workout shake. Now, if your meal 1 is a shake, then have that. But you would just have meal 1, and then after your lunch, after your weight training session, you would have the post-workout protein shake. And I would have the branched chain amino acids during both. That's going to help prevent muscle loss during both workouts. It's a good question. Very detailed question. That's what I like to see. Josh Macklin. How many days per week do you typically do cardio and for how long? Me personally, right now, I do cardio every time I go to the gym, which is 5 days a week right now. And I'll do it anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes post-workout just to keep my heart healthy. Keep body fat down. I'm not really doing it to like burn a ton of fat, but I'll do it 5 days a week post-workout currently. But that's what I personally do. So it's not necessarily what you should be doing. Everyone is different, and it needs to be set up around your goal. I like to tell people if you're not doing any cardio right now and your goal is to burn body fat, just start with 3 days, 30 minutes a week. See what that does. After 2 weeks, you assess your progress. And then you would bump it up 30 minutes, 5 days a week, 30 minutes every day, 40 minutes every day, 45 every day. You make subtle changes like that. And that's what I do as a coach. So if you don't want to do that yourself, hire somebody like myself and I'll be that second eye for you. But that's kind of how you make the changes progressively. All right, next question is Annette Lund. What happens if you don't eat all the food in the plan? I really struggle with the amount of food in the plan. So I always recommend trying to get the food down, but if you can't, try to get the protein portion down. The protein portion meaning the meat or the eggs or whatever's on your specific meal plan. But if you absolutely can't, you can replace any meal with a whey protein shake, 1UP Nutrition of course, or protein bar. Now if you replace it with the protein bar, I wouldn't have more than like 1 or 2 bars a day just because there's a higher fat and sugar and carb intake with those. But you can replace any meal with a shake. And then like I said, really try to get in the protein portion of the meal. And if you can't get that in, then it's okay. Or if you can't get the whole meal in, it's okay, but really try to get the protein portion in. The protein is going to be what builds the muscle and loses the body fat. What helps you the most? Oh, Nathan Hall, here we go. I like this question. What are your best recovery strategies after leg day? A lot of things here. So with recovering, you want to make sure you're eating enough food, eating enough protein, carbohydrate. You want to make sure you're resting. I'm going to knock off the obviouses first. Eating enough food, resting 6 to 8 hours, sleeping at night, ideally. Branched chain amino acids, so supplements. You got food, rest, supplementing branched chain amino acids, supplementing creatine and glutamine. Those are like your basics, food, rest, supplements. And then if you want to go a little advanced, if you have a little extra budget, I would recommend something called Normatec therapy, Normatec leg cuffings are like leg cuffs. They squeeze in and out, kind of like a blood pressure cuff, and they help increase blood flow to the area. Now you want increased blood flow to the area because that's going to help more nutrients get to that muscle and more vitamins, etc., which is going to help you recover. So it's called Normatec therapy. You look it up on YouTube or Google it. Another advanced technique would be deep tissue massage. Is amazing. Now these techniques all obviously if you have the budget. None of these are cheap. They're all kind of more on the expensive side. Another technique would be, so deep tissue massage, if you could do, if you were doing it optimally, I would try to do it once a week. I've known bodybuilders who are competing, they'll do like twice a week, deep tissue massage. And that's just another technique. It helps break up the muscle fascia. It's going to help increase blood flow there, which is obviously going to help improve recovery. So we got, what did I say? Normatec therapy, deep tissue massage, cryotherapy. You guys know if you watch my stories or my page, I'm a big believer in cryotherapy. I try to go every single day, which usually means I'll end up going 4 to 5 times a week. And that's just cold therapy in a tank. It helps like shock the body. It's going to really reduce inflammation. So if you're sore, you're not going to be sore after the cryotherapy. And then my last advanced technique would be IV therapy. And this is a little more taboo, but it's kind of catching on in bigger markets. And IV therapy is just they put, it's an IV, intravenous, needle, and they put like aminos, glutathione in there, vitamins, and that's a really really good to speed up recovery. In the past, people have used the IV therapies, for like hangovers and stuff. But if you want to do it to recover just if you're really working out hard, once a week IV therapy is what I personally try to do, and it helps a ton. And it'll help you feel good, like your overall well-being, and then your immune system's, boosted incredibly. So yeah, I gave you like 7 right there. 3 kind of normal ones, 4 more advanced ones. Do you tailor your workout plan around disabilities? So yes, I design your workout routine around any injuries or physical limitations you may have. That's one of the questions on the, that's one of the questions on the questionnaire, is if you have any physical limitations or injuries. Okay, next question. Will I have less results since I'm doing workouts at home rather than being able to go to the gym? So you can work out from home and you're going to still see great results. The most important part to having good progress is to follow your diet workouts exactly. But I will say if you're working out from home, depending on, I don't know what kind of equipment you're working with, but depending on what equipment you have, you'll probably, at the gym, you're going to have way more variety in machines and exercises to do. And the gym, you'll probably be able to, due to the fact that they have more weights there, probably build more muscle, but unless you have an awesome home setup. So I don't know what kind of setup you have at home, but generally people who work out from home are just trying to lose weight, look better. They're not necessarily trying to be like big bodybuilders. But if you have a big gym setup at home, when you say work out from home, I'm assuming you're meaning minimal equipment or none whatsoever. So yeah, you have great results, but the gym, I'm always going to recommend a gym membership if you can, just because they have more access to a variety of machines and, just to keep things interesting. But yes, I absolutely design home workouts and you will definitely have good results as long as you follow it. Here we go. Last question for this Q&A segment is from Jason Duncan. Is 12 hours, nice last name by the way, is 12 hours of rest between weight training enough? For example, if I go work chest at 4 p.m., then get up and work back at 4:30 a.m., is that harmful? Good question, Jason. And I wouldn't say it's harmful, but I wouldn't say it's optimal either. You want to rest 24 hours in between training sessions, but I mean, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. Like, it's not going to hurt your progress. You may not be getting the optimal progress, but I mean, your life and your schedule takes priority over what's optimal. You got to do what you got to do. I've trained at midnight before. I've trained at 6 a.m. I've trained literally all the time. So whatever works best for your schedule, I wouldn't say it's a big deal. Just give it your all at both sessions. And I will say I wouldn't schedule I wouldn't do like chest at 4, or I wouldn't do back at 4 p.m., then legs at 4:30 in the morning a.m. That's probably not enough rest for your nervous system. But yeah, I wouldn't overthink it. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. So just do your best. All right, so that's all for the questions on this segment. As always, like, comment, subscribe if you're not already. Show me some love. Text me. I'm your fitness plug. Peace.